People got stuck in their homes, died that way. There were 6 surges of hot gas that flowed down and instantly killed with the heat whoever was left.
Skeletal remains, hidden tunnels, secret scrolls, and monumental tombs are fascinating, but they pale in comparison to the latest revelations about Pompeii.
And we want to know what's happened exactly with these people.
After centuries of being buried under volcanic ash, the relentless efforts of archaeologists, geologists, and scientists have unveiled the true disaster that befell this ancient city. What really happened in Pompeii? What astonishing finds have been uncovered? Join us in this special episode as we reveal the shocking discoveries in Pompeii, proving that the victims suffered a far worse fate than previously thought. The wrath of Mount Vesuvius. Pompeii was an ancient city in what is now the commune of Pompeii, near Naples in the Campania region of Italy. Best known for being a Roman city, it was built upon a substantial city from much earlier times. Following the Battle of Cumae, the town expanded significantly after 450 BC under Greek influence. The city was prosperous and full of life until a shocking tragedy struck. In 79 AD, the people of Pompeii were going about their daily routines. Shoppers were in the streets picking up supplies. People were preparing for their day at home. Enslaved people worked in the food industry. Bars were noisy and bustling, and gladiators were getting ready for battle. Everything seemed fine, but it was not because Mount Vesuvius, one of the most dangerous volcanoes on Earth, loomed high above the city, and it had just woken up from its long slumber. Without warning, a glowing cloud of volcanic gas and debris began to roll down the slopes of Mount Vesuvius. Smoke, ash, and debris started to fall on Pompeii. The residents probably had no idea what was happening. As the day progressed, more debris fell, blocking doorways, collapsing walls and roofs, and trapping people in their homes. It was indeed a horror, as many died in the massive 6 surges of hot gas that flowed down. In just 18 hours, the city was covered with volcanic ash and pumice about 6 meters high, and Pompeii was buried under millions of tons of volcanic ash and pumice, wiping out an entire living city and burying thousands of its people alive. The superheated air burned their lungs and melted their muscles, leaving their twisted and contorted bodies quickly buried in ash. As their bodies decomposed, they left voids in the ground. The bones, resistant to decomposition, remained while the internal organs disappeared. Looking back in time, scientists have long wondered what it was like in those final moments. But recently, archaeologists discovered that filling these voids that were created by the bodies with plaster revealed the shapes of the bodies. The casts they created have captivated the world, offering a unique glimpse into people's emotions in their final moments. The scientists are currently studying 15 bodies found together in the city's eastern part. The odd positions of these bodies intrigued team leader Lawrence Alepham, as he revealed that several groups were seen together in groups of 3 and 4s. They may have been helping each other, and his team is currently investigating them using the latest high-tech methods, and according to him, science may finally be on the cusp of solving this 2,000-year-old puzzle. To uncover more details about Pompeii's victims, scientists are scanning the casts in unprecedented detail, taking high-resolution photographs and X-rays of the bones locked inside. They can see as much as the teeth and can learn about the victims' diet from them. They can determine their sex by examining the pelvis and estimating their age from bone growth. One cast member, particularly well-preserved, has revealed personal details about a young man. Lawrence has deduced that he was between 25 and 30 years old and carried a military sword, suggesting he was a soldier. However, Lawrence hopes to learn much more. He is returning the data to his lab in Valencia, Spain, to reconstruct the man's face. The well-preserved sections of the cast are copied and used to fill in less detailed areas. For instance, they can estimate the shape of the nose from its width, and through these assumptions, they were able to get a strikingly lifelike image of the young soldier buried 2,000 years ago. Seeing the face, the archaeologists could tell from his nose, mouth, and features that he might have been from southern Italy or northern Africa. While Lawrence has figured out the man's appearance, occupation, and age, the bigger mysteries remain. What were his and the other victims' final moments like? What was Pompeii really like on the day it was buried in ash? The answers to these questions continue to get more complex as each day passes and Pompeii is threatened again. Saving Pompeii. The fragile ancient city is threatened by centuries of rainfall, wind, and 3 million visitors annually. The sheer number of tourists constantly leaning against walls, scraping, and even picking at the ruins contributes to its gradual deterioration, making the city's extinction faster. Centuries of exposure to the elements have also made Pompeii vulnerable to potential landslides. A significant landslide could bury the delicate buildings before all their secrets are uncovered. The ancient walls were never designed to endure such challenges, necessitating innovative preservation methods to save the architecture from collapse. Yet the deadliest danger still looms: Mount Vesuvius. The threat of another eruption is real, casting a shadow over all efforts to study and preserve the city. Despite archaeologists' focus on understanding the past, there is a constant worry that Vesuvius could erupt again, posing severe risks due to the dense nearby population. In response to these new threats, scientists are undertaking an ambitious project, creating the first ever 3D model of Pompeii. This comprehensive virtual copy will capture all major buildings, monuments, and homes, ensuring the city's legacy endures forever, even if the physical site cannot. Architect Raffaele Martinelli and his team are undertaking a monumental task, documenting over 2,000 buildings and miles of intricate roads in Pompeii. From the ancient Forum in the west to lavish villas in the north and the magnificent amphitheater in the east, their goal is to create a comprehensive 3D model of the city. This 3D model is crucial as it captures the current state of Pompeii, marking the first time such an extensive and complete digitalization of the entire site has been achieved. Raphael's objective is to document every inch of this 66-hectare site, helping to solve mysteries about how the Romans lived and interacted, and what different city areas reveal about their final hours. The detailed information allows the team to see changes in the buildings over time, plan new repairs, and ensure the preservation and maintenance of Pompeii. Raphael and his team use a state-of-the-art high-resolution laser scanner that measures over 1 million individual points per second, providing incredibly detailed information about the structures they are scanning. They map the thermal baths in the House of Menander, one of the wealthiest houses in all of Pompeii, located on the city's southern edge. Surprising new details emerge as they scan, revealing aspects long hidden from casual view. The team is astonished to discover just how luxurious a 2,000-year-old bathroom could be for those with wealth. This house boasts a small thermal bath with hot running water, an extraordinary feature for its time. Once the data was loaded onto their high-powered computers, Raphael could manipulate any buildings and monuments they'd scan. They gradually gathered data on every single wall in the city and the entire site. They created lifelike 3D models by combining the scanner's work with a sophisticated computer program. Adding a color layer enhanced these models, making them even more realistic. This digital replica will allow future generations to explore what Pompeii might have looked like in the 1st century, from its lavish villas and corner bars to the grand amphitheater and magnificent forum. This groundbreaking project is only possible with recent technological advancements. These innovations are revolutionizing the work of scientists and archaeologists in Pompeii. One major leap is tablet computers like iPads, which have transformed fieldwork. In the past, archaeologists relied on notepads and pencils, painstakingly transferring paper records to digital formats back at their home institutions. With tablet technology and cloud storage, they can bring vast databases directly to the excavation sites. This real-time access to information enhances their ability to record and analyze data on the spot. By having all this information at their fingertips, archaeologists can work more efficiently and gain deeper insights into the ancient city. The combination of advanced scanning techniques and modern digital tools ensures that the history of Pompeii is meticulously documented and preserved for generations to come. Shocking revelation about the D-Day. The tragic fate of Pompeii's residents has long been attributed solely to the catastrophic eruption of Mount Vesuvius. Yet a recent study paints a more intricate and devastating picture of the ancient city's last moments. Pompeii's demise was not just due to the volcano's wrath, but also to fierce earthquakes that played a critical role in its destruction. A team of geologists and archaeologists from INAP unearthed these new insights. Their research involved thorough excavations and detailed analyses of preserved structures and human remains. In one building, they found 2 bodies with injuries typical of earthquake victims. This startling discovery prompted a reevaluation of the long-held belief about how Pompeii met its end. The damage patterns did not match those caused by volcanic activity, leading the researchers to search for other causes of destruction. The researchers now believe the sequence of events on that fateful day unfolded as follows. Vesuvius erupted at around 1 p.m., pelting Pompeii with pumice and ash for nearly 18 hours. The terrified inhabitants sought refuge, hoping the worst was over when the eruption temporarily ceased. However, their respite was brief, as violent earthquakes soon followed, shaking the already fragile buildings. Those who had remained in their shelters were likely killed by the collapsing structures, burdened further by volcanic debris. This grim scenario is believed to be the fate of the 2 individuals whose remains were found during the study. The evidence uncovered by researchers suggests that these 2 victims of Pompeii did not die from ash inhalation or extreme heat caused by pyroclastic surges, which were long believed to be the main killers in the disaster. Instead, their last moments reveal a different, more harrowing story. Both skeletons were discovered on a layer of volcanic deposits, indicating they survived the initial eruption. The first victim, a man about 50 years old, was found with severe trauma and broken bones, showing a large wall fragment that suddenly crushed him during the earthquakes. The second victim, also around 50, seemed to have realized the danger he was in. In a heartbreaking scene frozen in time, he was found crouching in a corner, trying to shield himself with a round wooden object. Unfortunately, his efforts were futile, and he too was crushed to death. Ancient tomb. While the recent discoveries about earthquake-related deaths provide fresh insights into the city's last moments, ongoing excavations are also unveiling fascinating details about the daily lives and burial practices of Pompeii's inhabitants. During routine work to create an air chamber for moisture control in the new library of the Pompei Archaeological Park, archaeologists stumbled upon a remarkable find. Emerging from the earth was a semicircular tomb, known as a scola tomb, with its top bench adorned with lion paw decorations. Although this type of funerary monument is not uncommon in Pompeii, its location and potential for revealing new information immediately captured the researchers' attention. Expanding the excavation proved fruitful, as the tomb unveiled an inscription that thrilled historians and classicists alike. Etched into the back of the bench was the epitaph of a man named Nummius Augustinus, son of Numerius. However, it wasn't just the name that stood out. It was the array of titles and honors that painted a vivid picture of his life and the interconnected world of the early Roman Empire. Nummius Augustinus was a duumvir, a military tribune, and twice held the highest magistracy position in Pompeii. These titles alone marked him as a person of considerable importance in Pompeian society. However, one title truly captivated the researchers' imaginations: Praefectus Aurii, or Prefect of the Aurii. The Aurii, or Auri, as they are more commonly known, were a people from the northern regions of the Iberian Peninsula. This area was the focus of Emperor Augustus's Cantabrian Wars between 29 and 19 BC, a conflict aimed at completing the Roman conquest of Hispania. Men like Nummius Augustinus were called upon to serve in conflict zones far from their homes, with the promise of economic rewards and, perhaps more importantly, enhanced social prestige in their communities. The fact that Augustinus was honored twice with the highest magistracy in Pompeii and granted a funerary monument on public land demonstrates the recognition and loyalty given to those who fought on the empire's frontiers. Hidden details in the lost city. Advanced technology has revolutionized our study of the past, particularly at Pompeii. These state-of-the-art tools are not only aiding scientists, but also challenging long-held beliefs. Take the Quadriporticus in the south of Pompeii, traditionally thought to be a gladiator barracks. Many tourists still hear this story when they visit. However, Professor Eric Poehler from the University of Massachusetts, who has worked at this site for almost 20 years, has doubts about its true purpose. Over 4 years of research, he has gathered compelling evidence suggesting otherwise. One of the most telling clues is the building's elegant construction and decoration, including fine wall paintings, even in the latrine. To uncover the truth, Eric is turning to new technology. He uses a handheld structure sensor, a versatile and portable device that captures three-dimensional details of the site. This device works by firing a beam of infrared light at the architecture, capturing space, geometry, and imagery simultaneously. This allows archaeologists to record the exact dimensions of the space and capture the texture and intricate details of the surfaces. This cutting-edge technology is transforming our understanding of Pompeii, enabling archaeologists to see and preserve the ancient city's details with unprecedented clarity. As discoveries unfold, long-held assumptions are being reevaluated, revealing a more accurate picture of life in this extraordinary place. As Eric meticulously traces his tablet across the entire surface of the building, he uncovers a comprehensive picture that reveals both visible and hidden details. A hole in the wall, which leads to a major sewer in the city, is seen. The scanner maps out the sewer's course, providing Eric with crucial insights into the building's infrastructure without the need for excavation. Letting the scanner's processor fill in any gaps he missed, Eric navigates the digital model, revealing the sewer's path behind the wall. The scanner documents how the sewer shifts its path to accommodate the latrine, supporting Eric's theory that this building was not meant for gladiators. Combined with the high-quality decoration previously discovered, Eric believes the building's elaborate design indicates it was too sophisticated for a group of fighters. Pompeians went to great lengths to renovate this building in a grand style just before the eruption, and the addition of the latrine in the building, along with the rest of the architecture, suggests this was intended as a public space, likely a market building. This use of advanced technology is not only solving long-standing mysteries about Pompeii, but also challenging old assumptions and revealing new truths about this ancient city. Mysteries of Pompeii. The mysteries of Pompeii's buildings aren't the only puzzles being unraveled. Another team is focused on unlocking the secrets of a forgotten library filled with ancient scrolls. Utilizing 21st century technology, they aim to read these 2,000-year-old texts by virtually unrolling them, offering a glimpse into long-lost works of ancient literature, potentially hidden within the charred remains. Pompeii was one of the first ancient cities uncovered at the dawn of archaeology. Despite over 250 years of traditional excavation, many secrets have remained buried. Now scientists are turning to cutting-edge technology to solve these age-old mysteries that have been overlooked for centuries. Just 20 miles west of Pompeii lies its sister city, Herculaneum, which was also buried in ash during the eruption of Vesuvius. Here, scores of people who ignored the warning signs met their fate. In the mid-1700s, treasure hunters in Herculaneum made a remarkable discovery. What appeared to be lumps of charcoal and burnt logs were actually scrolls of papyrus. Archaeologists realized they had uncovered a vast library of documents, one of the greatest ever found in Italy. Scholars hoped these relics contained lost classics, but the fragile scrolls crumbled at the slightest touch. Today, scientists are carefully exploring these ancient texts with modern technology, hoping to reveal the secrets they have held for millennia. This blend of ancient history and advanced technology is opening new doors to the past, unveiling stories and knowledge buried for thousands of years. Imagine holding a scroll in your hands that's 15 meters long, but compressed to just 5 centimeters. To read the letters inside, it has to be virtually unrolled. For the first time, this state-of-the-art technology might finally help unravel the mysteries of these ancient scrolls, bringing to light the rich literary heritage of the ancient world and offering unprecedented insights into the lives and thoughts of people from 2 millennia ago. In Grenoble, France, Dr. Emmanuel Brun has been granted exclusive access to these ancient scrolls. Using a state-of-the-art machine called a synchrotron, he is peering inside these charred remnants of history. The synchrotron generates X-rays that bombard the scrolls at nearly the speed of light. As these X-rays pass through the carbonized papyrus, they deflect upon hitting inked sections, creating images that scientists can then read. This endeavor is fraught with challenges. The first hurdle is capturing the highest quality images with the synchrotron. The second is analyzing the massive amount of data required to virtually unroll the scrolls. Given the volume of data, this is a large task. During the eruption of Vesuvius, the papyrus scrolls carbonized so quickly that scientists believe the inscriptions inside were effectively sealed in. The synchrotron's X-rays reveal these hidden inscriptions, but the process is slow and meticulous. The ink used in antiquity, made from smoke residue, is nearly identical in density to the carbonized papyrus, but there is hope that the synchrotron can distinguish between the two. Intriguing words and phrases are beginning to emerge from these ancient texts. So far, scientists have isolated 2 phrases: "they would fall" and "they would say." Although the task is painstaking, the potential rewards are immense. Once decoded, these scrolls could reveal incredible insights. Could they be the diaries of someone chronicling their thoughts as the mountain began to rumble? The team's ambition is to virtually unroll as many scrolls as possible within the next 5 to 10 years. They aim to isolate the different layers glued together and uncover the secrets within. As the search continues, the team remains determined to bring forgotten history back to life with the help of advanced technology. Social life of the forgotten. As the quest to uncover the secrets of ancient scrolls continues, another captivating investigation is underway in France, delving into the mysteries of a favorite Roman pastime, drinking wine. Cedric Duran, a dedicated vintner in Provence, is on a mission to recreate the wines that grace the tables of Pompeii around the time of Mount Vesuvius's eruption. Utilizing ancient texts and images, Cedric endeavors to revive the flavors of the past, offering a sensory journey into history. The ancient texts reveal a diverse array of wines. There was wine for the common folk to enjoy daily, whether at home, in town, or during laborious tasks. Cedric uncovered that Pompeians had distinct wine-drinking habits compared to modern practices. Their wine was typically consumed between meals, not with them, and pairing wine with food was rare practice. Cedric and his team meticulously adhere to ancient methods in their winemaking process. By studying mosaics, frescoes, and texts, they've authentically reconstructed a Pompeian wine press. This commitment to historical accuracy ensures that the wine they produce closely mirrors what the Romans would have savored. As they press the grapes and ferment the juice, the vineyard team forges a deep connection with history, relishing the taste of the past. Their efforts not only revive ancient winemaking techniques, but also offer a sensory glimpse into the daily lives of Pompeii's inhabitants. The investigation into ancient Roman wines revealed some surprising tastes. The open-air wine press and cellar indicated that the Romans preferred their wine to be oxidized. Unlike today's preference for fresh, non-oxidized wine, the Romans celebrated its aged flavor. Not all wine drinking takes place at home in Pompeii. The city was dotted with street corner bars and vibrant hubs of social activity. Dr. Sophie Hay, an archaeologist, spent years excavating one such bar, the Bar of Amarantus, in the city's south. This typical Roman bar, with its marble top and display cabinet for glasses and wine, was a lively spot, especially at night. After work, artisans like painters and lamp makers would gather there to unwind and perhaps indulge in a bit of gambling. In Pompeii, gambling was technically illegal, but this law was rarely enforced. Even children gambled with nuts, and upper-class Romans often wagered large sums of money. Dice games and board games were a regular part of life in the city's taverns. As the sun set over Pompeii, these bars would come alive with laughter, conversation, and the clatter of dice, painting a vivid picture of the city's vibrant nightlife. Ongoing excavations have also uncovered a fascinating glimpse into Pompeii's bustling economic life just before the catastrophe. The Pompei 114 project, a collaboration between the University of Turin and the Parco Archeologico di Pompei, has been diligently working on the building complex known as Insula 1 of Regio 9 since 2020. In zones D and E of the complex, archaeologists discovered well-preserved remains of reed mats, providing evidence of a flourishing mat-making industry. Facilities crucial to their production, such as a large shallow vat and a sophisticated drainage system, were also found. These findings suggest that this part of the building was dedicated to the craft of mat making, a vital industry in Pompeii's economy. Adjacent to this dynamic area, remnants of a restaurant tell a rich story of Pompeian culinary traditions. The discovery of olives, figs, and poultry bones offers insight into the foods once savored by diners. Among the most intriguing finds was a collection of small, round cakes baked with poppy seeds, indicating the sweet treats enjoyed by the ancient inhabitants. The streets of Pompeii. Professor Eric Paler is meticulously documenting Pompeii's ancient street network, focusing on the Via Consolare, a street that lay directly in the volcano's path and was deeply buried in ash. As it's unearthed, it's revealing fascinating details about the city's organization. According to the professor, the streets served multiple purposes, providing a hard surface for carts, providing sidewalks for pedestrians, and acting as storm drains. Rainwater would spill from the roofs, pass through the houses, and flow into the streets, effectively creating a massive drainage system for the city. By closely examining the architecture and layout of these drains, Eric has discovered the purpose of the huge stones across the roads. These stepping stones allowed residents to keep their feet and togas clean from the muck and grime flowing through the streets. As Eric continues his work, Pompeii's streets slowly give up their secrets, revealing a sophisticated system that keeps the city running smoothly, even in the face of nature's challenges. Another striking feature for visitors to Pompeii is the deep wheel ruts embedded in the streets. However, Eric's meticulous analysis of these roads has uncovered additional clues that have long gone unnoticed. At a particular intersection, Eric demonstrates how traffic would have flowed through Pompeii. He points out that the right-hand side of a corner is angled outward to facilitate right turns, while the other side lacks this feature, indicating it wasn't designed for such movement. He highlights a part of a stepping stone where a cartwheel has shaved off a portion, showing that carts interacted with it. The iron wheel turning down and making contact with the stone created a distinct pattern across its surface, indicating it was moving in a specific direction. This observation led Eric to a fascinating hypothesis. Could there be a hidden traffic system within these ancient streets? By examining the interaction between cartwheels and stones at around 500 locations, Eric believes he can trace the patterns of ancient traffic. His findings suggest that even in ancient times, Pompeii had an organized system to manage the flow of carts through its streets. As Eric crisscrossed the ancient city, confirming his findings on his tablet, a remarkable pattern began to emerge. He identified a clear distinction between northbound and southbound routes, positioned strategically next to each other. By digitally capturing these intricate details, Eric was able to construct a comprehensive map of Pompeii's street movements, unveiling something truly groundbreaking. For the first time, it became evident that the entire city had a sophisticated traffic control system that had eluded detection for centuries. When Eric compiled all the data and generated the map, the result was the first visual representation of Pompeii's traffic system ever seen. This map revealed a familiar network of one-way streets, remarkably organized, much like those in modern cities. Despite being home to only 12,000 residents, Pompeii saw thousands more travel into the city daily. This influx made organized streets a necessity, especially since Pompeii housed significant regional structures. Eric's discovery not only illuminates the advanced urban planning of ancient Pompeii, but also connects it to the present, demonstrating that the challenges of managing city traffic have remained constant through the ages. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.